Hey guys, this is Nique and Ress, and this is She Wolf Alchemy. Today we're talking about the player and the pick me's, and how they're basically two sides of the same sad story. Now, so let's even break down what we're talking about when we say the players. When we're talking about the players, we're talking about the man who is like Mr. Where the hoes at. And when we're talking about pick me's, we're talking about the girls who's like, I'm not like other girls. I'm so special. I'm so, I only have two bodies. You know the type that we're talking about. And if you're a millennial, you already know the drill because there was a point in time like that. Both of those prototypes were praised. They were the ones who was winning back in the day. Like he had options, she got to feel superior. And now here we are in 2026, and we all in our mid 30s, 40s. And now Mr. With the Hoes is starting to look like a desperate old man. And she, Miss Pick Me, is starting to sound a little bit like a bitter auntie, giving out rules that ain't nobody asked her for. So, what happened? Because neither one of them changed. And the truth of the matter is, that's probably exactly the problem. And let's be very clear, this episode isn't about men versus women. This is about what happens when you build your identity around being chosen. Because even with the player, he's fighting to be chosen too. But it's not chosen for women, it's validation. This is about what happens when you build your identity around things like that instead of learning just how to purposely connect with others. So let's talk a little bit like that. Neat, did you ever go through your pick me stage? I know I went through a pick me stage. I was a pastor's daughter. I definitely went through a pick me stage. I definitely
But
went.
why but are you saying pick me because you were good? So people so guys wanted you? Or are you just saying like I
No,
wanted to be chosen?
no, just the way we talk about pick me's now. Like at least when I categorize pick me's, I'm thinking of someone who like you do certain things because you think that is the role that you're supposed to play to be seen as a good woman. So this is like the I only have two bodies on me, and this is I might like them other girls, because
Mhm.
I don't be out here like that. I don't cuss. It's not very ladylike. It is. I'm not saying that should have happened to her, but like she does wear skimpy clothes. You might not have gone that far, but there was like a whole period of time where a lot of us, and I can't talk about other cultures, but I feel like it was pushed on Black girls because we had such a over sexualized image. I think a lot of
Yeah.
us had parents that were just like, oh no, you're not going to. And so they like gave us these rules of
Mhm.
like, I talk about this all the time, like where I feel like my parents really ruined how I looked. I looked at love and sex for a very, very long time because of like how it was presented to me. Like, you either one of these type of girls or you one of these type of girls. And I ain't
Yeah.
raised one of these type of girls.
Yeah. So I guess I could say I definitely was. I think I probably did act like I was superior. I feel like I kinda did. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
But
think
I
you
was
can.
more like that in high schoolish. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I think when I was in undergrad and college, that's when I was coming out of it. I was seeing the world, I was experiencing the world, I was reading, I was getting more knowledge, and was just like, first of all, none of these rules work. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Mhm.
Also, that's when I was coming into my own in regards to like feminism and stuff and misogyny and deconstructing a lot of things I had learned and really recognizing how many things were said to me and told to me, yes, as protection, but really to keep me in place.
Yeah.
I thought keeping me in
Definitely.
place would be protection.
I agree. I agree with that too because yeah, I wasn't like yeah, I wasn't thinking it was okay to
Mhm.
explore and find what I like and find what I not like. I never thought it was okay. I remember you even had to tell me like it is okay. So
Yeah.
I will agree with that. I will definitely agree with that. It wasn't like really judgment to others. It could have probably been judgment to myself.
Mhm.
And fighting those judgments. I can agree. I was like just coming into learning that what's okay for me personally and not what it was like ingrained in me.
Yeah.
So I can yeah.
I think a lot of mine was also self-imposed. I don't know. No, I can't even say that because I definitely thought I was better than certain people. I definitely did. I was just like, I am a good girl. Like, I am a good girl. Like, don't involve me in y'all shenanigans. And so sorry for those thoughts, but yeah, I definitely remember like going through a phase where I was like really embarrassed, like, yo, you really believe that shit. Like you was really caught up in that hype. And then also, you knew those dudes on campus. You knew those. I remember one of my homegirls. She listens to the show. She follows. Shout out to you. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't think you want me to go into that. But I remember one of my homegirl. She ended up dating this man. Beautiful, chocolate dimples, like just gorgeous man. Like look like a model. If he was just a little bit taller, like absolutely
Mhm.
amazing bone structure. She met him and ended up dating him. And he was that like Mr. Where the Hoes at. And when I tell you that man took her through hell, like literally morphed and changed her whole undergrad experience our fucking freshman year
Mhm.
with no regards. And I remember a couple years later, me and her were talking about it and how he like came back and like apologized to her. It was like, yeah, I was just going through something, da, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And he was still on the same bullshit, but like just like slightly less. Like
Yeah.
even as he's apologizing to her, he's like hit on her while he got a whole living girlfriend. So, he didn't change that much, but like, we all had those guys that are on campus. Like usually they were fine. Usually they might have been on a sports
Mhm.
team. They might have
Mhm.
pledged something. And they were like, oh, they're just like, everybody wanted them. But it was like also like you knew actually trying to get him was like going to destroy you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like now, like I know those type of guys like growing up, and they now they are the lonely, sad uncles.
You
They're
have
still trying to be ladies' man, and you cannot be that at this age. Like it's dangerous and it's stupid.
you have to make a pivot at some point. I
Yeah.
know a lot of these guys too. There was a period in my life where a lot of my friends were males, but I actually had a lot of really great men. Like two of my guy friends, well, one I think is in a relationship right now. He has not officially told, so I'm pretty sure he's in a relationship right now. And then another one of them is like married to one of my other, like my former roommate.
Mhm.
Like, so, and I would recommend them to anybody. Like, if anybody was like, oh, should I date him? I'd be like, yeah, girl, no, he's a giant green flag. So I definitely have some good guy friends. Definitely had some that I was like, they like, oh, what's up with your homegirl? She not, you better not come within 10 feet.
Never. Mm.
Like,
Mm-mm.
don't make me have to fight you. I love you so much as a friend. If you come near her, like there
Mhm.
will be problems because she don't think and listen to us when she in love. I need you to back away. Um, but for those ones, like, yeah, it's crazy because you're right. I have seen some make that pivot. Like they had that realization of like, I'm getting older, this is getting tired. My game ain't working anymore, but I still have those few that is like, bro, you about to hit 40.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
And I think that too, like you're saying, like it's just like they're so used to being on this pedestal that they never connected with anyone. And they all the ones I know seem so miserable. Or even that I interacted with to try to date. I'm like, yeah, you on this. I can tell how you was rolling back then, and you just haven't figured it out now.
Because Mr. Where the host to nasty old man is a pipeline.
Hmm.
If you don't make the pivot, that's exactly where you go to. And that's exactly what you said. They were out here living their best lives, being reckless when they were young. And then at some point, it turns creepy because women your age, they don't want to deal with you. One, we know your reputation. Two, you start off as a red flag. You move up. So even those of us was like, okay, maybe he changed. Let me give it a chance. You immediately fuck up. And we're like, we're good. So then now y'all got to go to these young girls who don't know any better. Y'all have nothing in fucking common.
No.
Y'all have nothing in common. So she's frustrating you because you're like, why the fuck she's so immature? Because she's 22.
Hmm.
Because you're about to be 40 and she's 22. And it's like you can feel them getting like angry and bitter and like entitled. Because
Hmm.
then it gets to the point where it's like, I should have love by now. Nigga, what have you done that have made you worthy enough, that made you deserving to have love of a good person who's good for you.
Yes.
Because you've
What
had that before and you fucked it up.
and what are you putting in to get that?
What are you
It
choosing about yourself?
Oh, are you reflecting? Are you learning? Are you journaling?
Like,
No.
like
Yeah.
the behavior never stopped. It just aged poorly.
Mhm. Mhm.
And and I want to also be clear, like this is not just about being promiscuous, right? It's the whole energy that comes with it. It's the entitlement. It's that I do what I want and women should just be grateful. That attitude, that's what solidifies it. It becomes something really, really, it was always ugly, but it's something that becomes very noticeably ugly as you age and get older. And like what's wild is like we've all known that man. That one that's at the cookout, he 58 years old. He still do his little dance when his line song comes on. Never been faithful a day in his life. Three baby moms, has the nerve to have an opinion also on what women should be doing. Oh my gosh, every time someone posts a clip of like Trick Daddy being like, what y'all need to be doing, I be looking like, nigga, you look like a California raisin. No one cares.
Exactly.
No one cares.
I have a neighbor
Um,
that it is creepy.
and like they become these men who feel like the world owes them something. Specifically, women owe them something, even if they spent their whole life taking from women.
Mhm.
And I want to be clear because also I have this one homeboy. I tell him all the time, like, your friendship is up for evaluation every 6 months. He pisses me off. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like you're not growing. I might have to let you go. You lucky, you so funny. But me and him like kind of have this conversation because he is financially well off. And he's, I'm not always taking, I'm not always taking. And it's like, because they don't see emotional labor as something they take, they think it's something that they deserve. And they're like, but I take her on cruises and I da, 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 da. And it was like, right, bro. But with the money you have, a cruise is nothing. A cruise is a happy meal to you.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. Like, that's not nothing. You're saying it because to her it means the world. But like, okay, how about like when you and I'm not gonna use real examples, but like just examples, like, okay, but like how about when you are having an emotional breakdown and she took off work to come take care of you?
Mhm.
How about when like she noticed the little things about you and she created like a whole care package for you? To show like I noticed you, I pay attention to you. Like she was the first
Yeah.
time someone really made you feel seen and loved. What about when she sat there and watched that anime
That she did not wanna watch.
that she did not want to watch? Did the whole season of you because she said she didn't know what she was talking about and you wanted to break down the sim. Like the emotional labor. And that's not to say like those things are hard, but it's to say like that is also pouring in. That is someone give you time and effort. And like now you feel like I'm owed that.
Mhm.
But you're not doing anything that would want to make somebody give that to you freely.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. And then I don't but sometimes it's like, I wonder, do they know how to do the emotional part? Not all men, it's not a blanket statement, but does some men know how to do the emotional part? Because you
No.
said, like, you would buy things, and sometimes that's just not enough because we could be depleted too, and we need a listening ear as well. But I think it goes back to, like, they never had to be there for all the women in the club.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And so they don't know how. I'm like,
no, I mean, but that's what I was talking about earlier in an episode, like when I was like, yeah, like, but you never did emotional, you didn't change.
yeah, okay,
So no,
yeah.
I don't
There
think
was
they
no growth.
did.
There's no
Yeah,
growth.
there was
That's
no
true. That is
growth.
true.
But like that's the whole thing. Like you refusing to grow because I've always been able to trick. I've always been able to show off my money. I've always been able to show off my status.
Mhm.
I've always been able to show off how handsome I'm. I've always been able to provide good dick. I've been able to do these things that has allowed people to like bypass the fact that I have no emotional growth. But so yeah, like you see, and I think for a lot of us probably do know, if not know of, personally know, whether it's a family member or a friend who you're just like, now you up there and it's like you're so mad and angry.
Yeah.
It's not at the right person because it needs to be at self.
Mhm. And it's sometimes they let it go way too long. It's just too late to figure it out.
Yeah, it's giving emotional debt that was never repaid.
Mhm.
And now you're making the interest everybody else's problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about the youth phase because I feel like the reason why it's such an issue is because, like, in the youth phase, in a youth phase, it's like Mr. Wetterholes was rewarded. He was getting a lot of variety of women. Women did not make him do a commitment. You were allowed to play in this woman's face for 4 or 5 years. You were allowed to juggle multiple women and then say, but we not together. And
Mm.
you were allowed to do all that. And other men rewarded you with praise and a certain level, a certain status, and so forth. And then on the side of the women, like you have the women who were like pick me, who were like, I'm gonna prove to him I'm who he should be with. And I'm gonna outdo all the other women. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
be the one that stands strong. And like you're not rewarded for that. Because you gotta be over accommodating, you're competing with other women. And then your reward is like attention, I guess. Like being his favorite, I guess. And he
Everybody
doesn't treat
say
the
that.
favorite with like anything worth anything special.
What did we used to call them? Like the YC and the rest of what did we used to have something when the girl was at the top of the roster. There was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
name for them.
I mean, I want to say bottom bitch, but I don't think that's what you're talking about.
Oh, but it's just like, girl, it doesn't matter if you're at the
Oh,
top because it's still a whole list of others. Why do you care? That is definitely a pigment. And we
I
were
mean,
definitely happy to be that. Why?
I don't know. Because it was so normalized though. Like, do you
Yeah.
remember the Ashley Madison cheating scandal? And you found out. So it was that website. So Ashley Madison was his website back in the day. This is when he was like in high school. It was a website back in the day where like you could find partners to cheat with. Like that's what the website was for. It was for people who was
Wow.
looking for cheaters to help them cheat and not say anything. And it got popular. And then somebody hacked into it and released everybody's name that was on there and their pictures and stuff.
Mm,
And it broke up a lot of happy homes. It broke up a lot of things.
happy homes.
But like
Yeah.
they had commercials and stuff. It was not secret. Like there was commercials for Ashley Madison all the time, in the middle of the day.
Mhm.
And so like I think it just kind of normalized of like, well, how many times have we heard, especially my millennials and up, my Gen Z X and up, how many times
Mhm.
have we heard, but I got the ring.
Yeah.
But I
I'm the main I'm the wifey. Mhm.
and this for some people they're okay with it and that's like your status. It's not even about that. To me, the biggest thing is about like the certain level of respect. Like
Yeah.
you are not gonna sit in my face, you're gonna play in my face and then tell me also I'm not gonna do the emotional labor. Also, I'm gonna feel like you're indebted to me. You owe me this while not doing anything for me in an
Mhm.
emotional way, a capacity in telling me I have to be okay with you never growing.
Yeah. And I had to just accept it.
And I just have to accept it.
Mhm.
That sounds like that sounds like emotional hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, both these two types, both these two prototypes are being validated for performing, not for growing.
Mhm.
And it's like this is what happens when you're praised for your performance and not because you've actually grown as a human being. It
Mhm.
creates this illusion of like for him it is I'll always have access to women.
Yeah.
So okay, I fucked up with this one. I really love this one. This one was great. But you know what? I just gonna be more. But there's gonna be a certain point where like your quality of women is gonna decrease. The quality is gonna decrease because women of value are gonna be like, nah.
Mhm. I know. We're good. We're
And let
good.
me stop. I don't want to say it in that way, women of value, but women who are what you want and a matter of things outside of just sexual, because there's gonna be a point in time. First of all, we've had this conversation. It's a growing number of y'all who are struggling with sexual dysfunction. So thinking with your dick is not smart because y'all up here struggling at like 32. So like you need to have a plan B of things that are important for you to look
Yes.
for in a partner. You gonna
Yes.
be mad as fuck when you out here and the only thing you would think about is like that was the best. She wow, she do everything and you can't even get it up half the time at 30.
Mhm.
Like, it's gonna be
Mhm.
so disappointing, and I know we think, like, "It ain't gonna happen to me," but, like, y'all don't drink water, don't believe in eating vegetables. It is gonna happen to you. It is you smoke
So
heavily.
it's
You
true.
smoke
Yes.
so fucking heavily since, like,
Uh-huh.
and bro. I
It's coming.
also, you done fucked up your heart so bad that you can't use Viagra. So, like, what's plan B, bro? And then I think for the women, for the pick me, the illusion is if I do this right, then someone will choose me.
Mhm.
And we've talked about this on other episodes before. Nothing pisses a pick me off more than seeing like the hoes are getting chose. Or seeing like the fat girl is getting chose.
Mm.
Like you see all these things played out. And I remember I came across this TikTok and it was this girl, beautiful girl, plus size girl, body still T. Just absolutely gorgeous. And her boyfriend was like rich, successful, and also absolutely gorgeous. Like,
Mhm.
and I had came across her video addressing the haters, but I didn't know. So you know me, I go do some research. I go do some digging. Like, wait, what happened? And basically, all she did was post like a day in the life of me and my boyfriend type like video, and then the whole thing was just full of people like he's looking for a green card, and like, oh, you must have money. He must be secretly gay. Like all this shit, and lots of women in the comments. Y'all stop doing this. It's embarrassing. Oh, she can get a man, but I can't.
Mhm.
No, you can't. You're not as good as you think.
You definitely can't, so I'm sorry. Like, don't come for her. Yeah. Yeah.
What part of the game is it to tear down another woman because she found love and
Mhm.
happiness?
Mhm.
But
But what yeah.
yeah, but a part of that illusion is, but because if I do things right, if I'm skinny enough, if I don't talk back enough, if I
Mhm.
am whatever, if I don't have a lot of bodies enough, I will be chosen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what
Mhm.
we talked about. That time passes. And then like with the dudes, it's like, okay, I'm still chasing, I'm still avoiding debt. But like now it reads as immature. It's the same thing you were doing, but like now you're 38. And so it reads as immature. It
Mhm.
reads as desperate. It reads as off-putting. And for women with like the pick me girls is I'm still over accommodating. I'm still centering my life on males and male approval. But like because I'm seeing other women not do this and they get chosen, they get picked, and I'm following all the rules and not like I'm coming off as bitter because of my anger towards that, my
Mhm.
frustration towards I'm coming off as critical.
Mhm.
And I don't think it's necessarily that either one of these are trying to come off as that, but like that's what it reads as. Like you've carried this thing with you this long. You see it does not work. And also again, it's such a performance. And that's the thing about not being yourself. Performing without breaks, it's emotionally exhausting. It
Yeah.
weighs on you.
Yeah. And then when you don't get the results that you thought you were supposed to get, you're gonna have lots of resentment. Whereas
Yeah.
if you were just yourself the whole time, this is me, it wasn't for them, and that's okay. But overly performing is yeah.
Like you said, you if you act yourself and they don't want it, okay, well, I guess you don't want it. But
Mhm.
here's the thing, a lot of y'all are acting and still not getting wanted. So
But then I get bitter and angry because I did do all these things.
mhm,
Or I did go out of my way. But if it was just genuinely you, okay, they don't deserve you, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
you're angry when you, like, perform it. Perform
yeah.
you said performing. Yeah.
Mm, mm. But to me, like that's not a hard choice because it's not like, oh, I perform and then I get the thing I want because you really don't. A lot of times you really don't.
You gotta
That's
keep it
not to
up.
say that's not to say there aren't some. There are some playboys that are still, we had Hugh Hefner. His ass is out here. The one the fuck he want to is like death. I think he
Mhm.
married towards the end again, but man, the one he wanted to like he was in his 80s. And you do have some women. We all know them. Some of them are like our aunties and shit who did the pick me thing. And they got married and they got chosen. They got blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you have to keep up that performance.
That's what I'm
And
saying, like, you got to keep it up. That part gets exhausting.
yeah. And then it's like, to me, it's not to say people don't do it and they don't end up happy. It just seems like very, very, very few do.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
again, it's a performance. It's not who you actually are. You never allow yourself to fully grow emotionally, mentally, to see what fits for me and what doesn't. It's one of the things I love about seeing like older women who like spent their whole life in a church and then like I don't know, it's like something happens when they hit 60 where they just like I don't really have to go to church to be Christian. Like I can just
Mhm.
praise God in my house. Something kind of like happens with her, just like, you know what? Yeah, baby, divorce that man. He ain't no good.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna
Mhm.
pray on it. Actually, I'm gonna tell you to leave.
Mhm.
I have seen that happen and I love it. Again, I was a pastor's kid and I felt like my parents were big on making me have to perform. They're really big on like, this is the type of daughter we're raising. This is how you want. You actually don't be out here embarrassing us. And as an adult, me and her have to relearn each other. One, because as an adult, I became a lot more vocal because I was a very timid, very, very anxious child. And then as an adult, as I grew into myself, I was very much like, no, like I remember when I first went no contact with my dad, my mom was just like, well, hey, baby, you want to? Hey, and not like we had an argument before where I was like,
Mhm.
this is the last time I want you to ask me about this because
Yeah.
I'm not talking to that man. And
Mhm.
I will cut that. I'll cut anybody off. Let's just be very clear.
Mhm.
And like, but also it's me learning her and learning this side of her. And there was a lot of things and rules that I feel like you were a part of pushing on me. And she's like, yeah, that was stupid. I don't know why I did that. I'm glad that, and she tells me all the time, not just me, but with my brother, she was like, I have learned so much from adult versions of y'all. And I'm glad there's so many rules that y'all did shake off.
Yeah. I think our parents in that generation, grandparents, my grandparents too, just learn a lot from
Mhm.
us as far as because we operate so differently.
Yeah.
We have boundaries. We're more independent. The women are more independent,
Mhm.
and not like so connected or wanting to like, yes, we desire companionship and things like that. But they were like, I feel like we're so connected to the
Mhm.
man and reliant. So it's just like learning a lot. I think they
Yeah,
learn a lot
that's true.
just
And honestly, I don't knock them because they're right. It was not as accepted for them to buck up
mhm.
the rules. They did get treated differently. We are lucky enough that
Okay, yeah.
we, yeah, that we got to come into our 30s at a time where we could be like, mm-mm, I still got Megan knees and I'm gonna be out. And nobody is just like, why isn't she married? Why isn't she
Yes.
like we are lucky because that's not where they grew up.
Mhm.
And we did have some of those that did that, but they'll tell you like, yeah, and it was hard. And
And they were
I
looked down on,
I
like,
was different.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
Because
so it's no harshness to them, but I feel like if you're a millennial or younger, because I don't know if you've been looking at the latest research, but like Gen Z is very conservative.
mm,
They're like little boomers. They're like broke little
mhm,
boomers. They're very, very conservative.
mm,
Like, and this is a good thing, but like their current teen pregnancy rates are so much lower than ours.
I heard.
Like they're not having sex. They're also, but they're
Yeah.
not having relationships. They also like don't have friends. Like it's a thing.
Mhm, yeah.
They're a very interesting generation.
Mhm.
And so it's like I really hope we don't return back to that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the same, yeah. And we are the ones that's having the most kids right now, the 40-year-olds.
Yeah, yeah, we had to save up to make the money to be able to afford it.
Mhm. I think we all encouraged to go to school, and,
Mhm.
like, we did all of that, we did so this is the time you're finishing
Yeah,
all that stuff,
yeah.
and so now we're
Well,
ready, 'cause that's
you're
how we
finally
raised.
in a good place in your
Yeah,
career.
uh-huh.
You might be
Mhm.
able to get a home. Like you're
Yeah,
at least now at a place where, yeah.
mhm.
Well, so I mean, going back to the pipeline and the bitter betties, let's talk about like the different types. I think we talked about mostly the eternal bachelor type, which is like that man who is like 55, never married, proud of it, loves bragging about it. Can't understand why women his age don't want him.
Mhm.
So he's out here pursuing, 25-year-olds who can't understand him, who got him saved in her phone under the emoji of a sucker. Like that's who he is chasing right now. And actively calling women his age bitter because they see through him.
Mhm.
That's the type we mostly focus on, but there's other types. I think there's also the reform player type who like isn't really reformed. These are the men you guys are meeting in church. This is the he found God or he says he did, but like his behavior is the exact same. He just got nobody can judge me but God tattoo on him. Like that's the only difference. That's the only difference. What's
That's
that
shadow.
one guy's name? He was a like, oh gosh, he like pandered to women on social media
The
and
older guy.
no, the young guy. He's like not he's our age. Was it like Derek Jackson or something like that?
Uh-huh. It was Derrick Jackson.
Yeah, one of them. Where like they say the right words. They're like, "Cause a man should respect a woman. Cause I pray over my woman. I cover my woman." All his side hoes look different from his wife. Looks exactly like the thing he preaches against.
Mhm. Mhm.
He uses that sweet talk to women so he can get close to you, or get you to let your guard down, tell you that he's different. I just never felt this
Yeah.
way before about you until I
Yes.
met you, before I met my wife.
Is that
Like
how
the quote
yeah.
unquote reform players.
Mhm.
And I hate those type because I feel like those are the type because when you see the first type, right? You know who he is. You know he's a hoe. You know what it is with him. You give your hopes up. You like you try, but like there's a part of you that know. But the second type, that reform player type, a lot of women really fall for it. And then so then it feels like, are there good men? Like I think that's how we get that conversation. Like maybe there just aren't good men. Because girl, he was praying with me. And we was
And
going
they
to
think
church
like, "Oh, he's so
together.
good. This is my chance." And it's totally the opposite.
Yeah,
Totally opposite.
totally opposite. And then I think like the third type that I see is the like grumpy, like patriarch. And this is like the family man version. Like he was out there in the streets when he's young, but he like actually did settle down. Like he did actually like give somebody a ring, did the whole thing, but like he's resentful about it.
Mhm.
So now he like controls his household with like an iron fist and wonder why his kids don't really like him. This is the man who married wife and kids, but like his wife is a single mother. Because that man really don't do the family. Like he'll show up for pictures.
Yeah.
He'll show up for
Holidays.
pictures.
Mhm.
You know, he's still like he did the thing for the image. That's the only thing that changed. You finally
Yeah.
brought him down. And I am really, really big on this. I am so big on preaching this to women. Do not give that man an ultimatum. Do not wear that man down into marriage. He will make you pay for it for the rest of y'all marriage.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
It's like, oh, he really loves me, and he finally gave me the ring, blah, blah, blah. If you had to beg that man for a ring, if you had to threaten that man for a ring, that man is gonna make you pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the type we talk about here, because they make their wife and their family pay for the fact I gotta act in this fucking role I don't want to act in.
Mhm.
Let's even do a good job acting in it. On
But
top
the
of
wife
all,
asked for it. Did they ask? That's what they're thinking is. This is what you wanted. Yeah. Mm.
it's like being mad you gotta go play ball on Sunday. Nigga, you are the water boy. Like you are not even doing anything that really helps the team. I guess
Exactly.
technically we let you take pictures with the rest of the team, but like that's it. You didn't get out here in the field. You didn't play no ball. That's that third type.
Yes.
And I think with this one, like it is he peaked in his own mind in like 2016. And then
Mhm.
everything since then is everybody else's fault. He's mad. He's mad at the woman. He's mad at the kids. He's mad that this is his life now. And the core thing with all of them is like there was no accountability
Uh-huh.
ever. It was never a requirement. Women were around them, and I'm not just talking about the women today. Their mothers, their girlfriends, their wives. Everybody allows him to not grow and move on.
Mhm.
Excuses, and so why would he change his behavior? No one actually really gave him consequences of you're not doing better, and so now we are not getting access to us. And the few people that did, they always were able to replace them. It might not be replaced with value, but it was able to replace with numbers. So, like, why would I do better?
Yeah. It's like they get yeah, like you say, baby by everybody. Like
Yeah.
mom, sister, aunties. And still to this day, like even if they can't get what they need or want out of woman, they could probably still go back to those women who babied them to
Hmm.
this day.
Yeah. Yeah. To this day.
So yeah, so it's even more keeping them in that same position, same cycle. It's no
Yeah.
growth. Yeah.
And again, we believe in equality over here. So again, we're not leaving it all just to men, because again, with women, some of us went through this phase too. Some of us are still in this phase too. And it kind of starts with like that young woman who defines herself entirely by male approval. This is the one who will throw another woman under a bus if it makes her seem more appealing than males. She talks about how she's not like these other girls. She stayed in places where she should have left because she thought I can fix him. If I just be a good woman to him, you know, then he'll see like how I'm so different and then he'll change for me. Because
Mhm.
she also, and also I think a lot of times with pick me's, there's this idea that leaving means failure.
Yeah.
We've talked about this on several episodes of like, well, I already put so much effort into this, so I might as well stay. But like the sinking ship is still gonna sink.
Mhm. Mhm. Like, it's not gonna change. And
It's
like you
not
said,
gonna
we
change.
talked about it so many times,
Yeah.
but it's just like, let's think about it as you're not wasting any more time. Like, you know what I mean? You have so much more time on the other end of this, even present day. Like, sis,
Four
say 4,
years wasted, and it's not wasted. You got things out of you learn, but 4 years, quote unquote,
learn.
wasted is better than 8, is better than 10, is better than 15, is better than spending your whole adult
Mhm.
life pouring into this person that never once pours into you, who just still turns around and shits on you after those 20 years.
Mhm. And it's consistent. If they playing you consistently, or they're playing your face consistently, they're not changing consistently. They don't get fucked consistently.
Yeah. And
That's
I
not
don't
gonna wake up and change one day, I don't think. And
know.
and then for me, I have resentment if you don't change after 10 years. I don't want you no more. So let's not get there.
Look, here's the thing. Also, like, I want to be clear. We're not just saying like, oh, cheating, but like this is like, I'm vegan or I'm vegetarian, and you bought a whole bunch of meats because you didn't think about me. It did not once cross your
Mhm.
mind to think about me.
Mm.
And I know that seems in small, but imagine like being with somebody for like 4, 5, 10 years, right? And you are constantly doing stuff for you. And every single day, they make sure they show you in little ways that you do not cross my mind, that I don't see this as a us thing. You are convenient for me. And so I will
Mhm.
tolerate you.
Tolerate is the biggest word.
And
Tolerate.
I will never go out my way for you.
Mhm.
It doesn't cross my mind to go out my way for you. It does not cross my
Mhm.
mind to think about you.
Mhm.
Um, and because I think sometimes when people hear stories like that, or like little examples like that, it's like, oh my gosh, it's no big deal. It's that shit eats away at you
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
recognize, like, oh, I've been a vegan for like 5 years and we're married. And you didn't once think to look if the restaurant had any vegan options.
Yeah. Ever.
I'm sitting here with this half side bowl of lettuce and a tomato while you enjoying the fuck out of your steak. And you're not even like, there's something so annoying about somebody who
Mhm.
will go out of your, and trust me, I get it. I had somebody in my life who there was a moment where I was like, oh fuck, am I falling for them? And I knew I shouldn't have. But one of the things that kind of made it hard for me was he was so big on making sure I knew, like, I think about you and I consider you and your needs in my day to day, even when you're not
Mhm.
there. I want to do the mundane things with you, and I want it to be fun, and I want to cater it to you. I remember you said you don't like this, and so I went out my way to do that, and that can be something that I that's something that's huge for me. I can't imagine being with someone who I'm trying to think, have I ever been in a relationship? Because I think that's one thing that's been very consistent to me is like, no, I like my man to be very, very considerate.
Mhm. The thing is, because you are too, though.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
you
But like going back to what we're saying with the women, because I don't want to dismiss women. We have our version of this. And this is also like this is a woman that competes with other women instead of connecting with other women. And I want to say this because this is, I think, a big one. When I was younger, I used to hate when people said this 'cause I had a lot of male friends. I still always had girl
Mhm.
friends. But, they used to be like, because, I'm girls that only have male friends. And, the girls. I was just like, men are just so much easier to hang out with. Women only want drama. And I used to hear people dogpile on those type of girls. And I used to think it was unfair because I'm like, yo, I grew up with 7 boys. Like, of course I
Easier.
have a
I
lot of
know.
male
Yeah.
friends. Like, I'm used to being around a lot of males. And so, but like the older I get, the more I understand what they're talking about. It's more like the women who are like, I don't know how to have female bonds because I see you guys as competition.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not
And
some
that's
definitely a
something
girl's girl.
different. Like, yeah, but when it comes to females, I struggle because we always get into it.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
say little catty, weird shit. People, other women don't really like me. They find me off putting. And it's, it's that category that I think
Mhm.
that was really that's not how we would phrase it. But as I got older, I'm like, that's what you guys are talking about. And I think can be a big part of some of the peak me girls. Like, I don't know how to bond women. I know how to bond with men because I please them, but I have not been raised to please women.
Or how
And
to know that connection, yeah.
yeah,
Exact yeah.
and it is very hard to be friends with a woman like that.
Yeah, it is, it is.
I definitely recommend if you're someone who like, look, I don't see myself as a pick me, but yeah, I do have an issue with women. I really recommend building on learning how to love other women as a
Mhm.
I'm so if you're one of my clients, first of all, get off here. You shouldn't be listening. Start there. But like, that like I am huge on like building in helping clients build community as part of my treatment plan. One, because for a lot of us, the lack of community is a big part of some of the depression, anxiety we're dealing with.
It is definitely, yeah.
But like a big thing that I have had to work with people on is women, not all, but a couple of women had to work on was like teaching them how to like value your female friendships. And what I mean by that is like, be honest with yourself. Do you notice like I forgive that man time and time again? My friends do one thing wrong, I'm gone. I'm ready.
Mhm. Mhm.
Do you note that like I'm very okay dismissing female friendships, but I will beg and plead. Please don't leave me to this man who honestly wasn't really treating me that well. I will disappoint them, but I will bend over backwards before I disappoint that man. And I think we don't like to be honest with ourselves about that. I think a lot of times we want to be like, no, never me, never me. But like, I need you to really sit and be honest with you because the ability to have good, strong, supportive female friends is I am so thankful for like you and Gabby. I love you guys so, so much. And I've talked about this before. I will fight for nail for our relationships. If you
Mhm.
call me tomorrow, and you know me, I'm big on like if somebody want to be my friend, they want to be my friend.
Mhm.
I don't know. I will put you in a headlock until you forgive me. If you call me tomorrow, it was just like, yeah, I want to be your friend. It's not optional. Think again. I'm gonna give you a day or two to think over it, but then I'm flying to Ohio. Like, we're not doing that. And I think it's important to have at least one female friend as a female like that.
Mhm.
It's important because nobody can love you or nurture you in a way where I'm not really taking anything from you, but love and giving the love back into you like a platonic friendship.
Yeah, yeah.
And I will say with my girls, like, and it's okay, you have friendships that can break up. I've definitely had some friendship breaks up over the last like 3 years, and that needed to happen. But it is important to try to work on having platonic bonds that you really hold on to, you really, really value, and you're
Mhm.
willing to fight a little bit for. Because like over the
Yeah.
last 3 years, I'll just use the She Wolf Alchemy girls. All of us have had some struggles over the last 3 years that we literally have been like, girl, it's just I'm going through, and one of us have came through for the other. No questions asked.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, you stress about money, Imma just cash app her some money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't gotta worry about me paying back, baby. Go get you something to eat. Go have a spa day. Do whatever you need
Mhm.
to do. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of us have been like, "Oh, crap. Do you need me to come visit? I'm gonna come visit. Just clear your calendar." All of us have, at some point in time, stepped in just because I love you and you need this, and so I'll
Mhm.
figure out a way to give it to you.
Yeah, I agree. And I think too that like it lays a foundation. Like you're saying, like those girls that don't have the friends, you lay the foundation. So I'm like, if I can be loved platonically like this from a friend, my man is not getting a pass. Or whoever I choose to be with is not going to get a pass. I know how it feels to be loved.
Yeah.
So you're not, just taking anything, or you're not. It just builds relationship foundations in more than one way. Like I can give to you, you can give to me. That's how I would like for my man to do the same. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I had a relationship one time where I had my car, I had this horrible, shitty ass Volkswagen CC that kept breaking down, and I kept
Mhm.
having to pour more money into it. And it was like maybe March, and I had already put like $3,000 back into like trying to fix that fucking car. And
Mhm.
my car broke down again. And the guy I was dating, I called him and he was like, "Man, oh babe, that sucks. Are you good? You gonna get to work?" And I was like, I'm frustrated. And you know me, I'm very like, I'll figure it out on my own. I'm good or whatever. I had a homeboy, me and him just cool. He got a girlfriend, everything. They live like up the street from me. They cool. Every now and then she would cook and be like, "Well, go, you can go take it to Christ." Like, we're cool. And so he just called me because it was a part of our normal, like, just checking in on each other. He's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I'm stressed. My car's broke down." He was like, "Oh, is baby girl at school? I mean, at daycare?" Because my daughter was in daycare at the time. And I was like, "No." And I guess I'm an Uber. He's like, "No, I can come in late. I'm gonna come get y'all. Do you need a ride?" I was like, "No." And like, he took me to drop my daughter off to daycare. And then he was like, "Do you want me to like stay with you until you, because I don't want you in a pickup trip along with this stranger." Like, he was that protected. Do you know? After I got done, I was like, "No, I'm good. I got that. It's cool." He checked up on me later, like, "Hey, did the pickup trip get you? Are you at the auto shop? Do you
Mhm.
need me to pick
Mhm.
you up? You want me to come get you?" When I tell you, I had a moment where I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute. This man is not touching my body." And he was like, so when I tell you, I went back to that man I was with and cussed him the fuck out.
Mhm.
And he
Mhm.
had to be like, "Oh," he was like, "Oh, I just, because my car's a little shifty. And so I don't want you going, baby girl. Da, 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 da." No, nigga.
Like, shut
But,
up. Look, you
but that's
figure it
what
like, yeah.
But that's what
Yeah.
real platonic friends will do. Like you said, like, you'll have this moment of like, the people who all I do is send them memes 8 times a day, care for me in this way. Ain't no way I'm giving you my body and you're doing less.
Exactly.
Ain't no way.
Exactly. Mhm.
So it kind of helps you keep up your boundaries, and it helps you keep up your level of access. Because
Mhm. Mhm.
again, all I give to this person is love and communication and time, and they give it back to me, and they treat me this way. I be damn.
If I'm again less. Yeah.
Yes. But so going back to the topic here, so yes, definitely.
Learn to connect instead of compete. Okay. Okay.
And like, it's also like, because I think for this type, like, you get a lot of short-term validation from stuff like that. Like, men
Mhm.
like you because you're easy to get along with, because you don't have standards. Or
Yeah.
if you do have standards, they're so checklists that they are like, "Oh, all right, well, I just gotta pay for dinner. So
Mhm.
she let me bullshit around, so
Yeah.
I just got bullshit around. I just gotta have a good job. I mean, I already had a good job. I'm better. I just, but your
Mhm.
lists for women are so much higher. Your list for women, I don't know. I text her, she didn't text me back. She acting a little funny. So
I'm about to cut her out.
now I want to be very clear. This is not about long term non compatibility. There's sometimes you do have women in your life, you're friends with, that you're just like, I recognize we are not compatible. But
Mhm.
I'm talking about women who like you love, you value, y'all do get along, and just a slight thing happens.
Mhm.
And it's like, I'm ready to cut off. But with men, you wouldn't dare. Or with sexual partners. I will say sexual partners. Because also, if you're a
Yeah.
woman, you date women, or you date one of the dolls, you're like, well, like, does that count? No, it doesn't count, because that's still a sexual partner we're trying to please.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
that platonic. But the same thing happens here. Like, time passes, those same men that you bend yourself over for, um, they're gone. Either you didn't get choose or you got chose, but now you're stuck in performance. And now it's like, okay, I'm waking up, I'm in my mid 30s, late 30s, I'm in my 40s, and I realize like I built my whole identity around being desired by people who didn't actually value me.
Mhm.
And now I'm bitter. But that bitterness shows up in a very specific way, because instead of being mad at the system that failed you, you're mad at younger women who now have their own boundaries. You're mad at other women who are like, yeah, I'm not going to play by the rules because the rules are rigged. So I'm going to do what feels good for me. And it's like, it infuriates you because I had to play these rules. I had to do these things and it didn't work for me. So how dare you not also put yourself in
That's cool.
misery?
Yeah. Mhm.
And this kind of reminds me of like the auntie at like Thanksgiving. Not my aunties. My auntie's cool. My auntie, I come from a long line of women who you gotta warn people about before you
Right.
okay. So not my aunties. But this could be like the auntie who at Thanksgiving that's just like, y'all women today, y'all too picky. That's why you single. Oh my gosh. I remember I had a homegirl who like called me crying one time because she had went back home. And when she went back home, family, want to know about your dating, want to know blah blah blah. And they told them, see, because you too picky, you too snotty. Because you ain't got your little master's degree, so now you want to there's good hardworking men down at the Walmart. There is, and like my homegirl was just like, first of all, I got played by a nigga that work at rallies. So like let's not like, he was like,
I'm good.
I just want like honesty. I want commitment. That's not asking for too much. But
Yeah.
like they like really picked her apart and I like really hurt her feelings because I think also for a lot of millennial women, we got told that at some point in time in our life. I know I've got
Mhm.
told that. Like what you say you want is unrealistic.
Yeah, yeah. They're not gonna go for yeah, same, me too.
Yeah. And so
Mhm.
I'm perfectly happy chilling. I know how to
Me.
pick my own joy.
By this time, like, perfectly well, I was thinking that a lot, like, I'm kinda fine, and if it's not adding to, like, some type of happiness, it's just like, "Why?
Yeah.
I can do this on my own," you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why?
But I see when you're in that pick me role, it is like it's not optional. I need to have it. It validates my existence
Mhm.
to be able to say
Mhm.
I'm a wife, I'm a girlfriend. But I
Mhm.
stay with a man.
Yeah.
And again, it's not to say like women who don't have rules never get love and never get chosen. There are. Again, most of us probably do have an auntie or a grandma or a friend or a family. Most of us probably do know a woman who played rules and it worked out for her. But this is to say, like, you don't have to do that though. You don't have to choose performance.
No, you don't.
And I feel like because it can be so heavy because a lot of times being in that role, being that pick me role is painful. You made these sacrifices that weren't honored, to be honest.
Mhm.
And instead of processing that and being like, oh, this did not work. Is this still worth it? Instead, you try to just recruit the next generation into the same trap that you are miserable in. There is nothing I hate more than somebody that knows that they are living in hell. And so they try to recruit people to be in hell with them so they'll be a little less lonely there.
Mhm. Those are always a little company, though.
Yeah. I used to have work in like sex trafficking. That's let
Mhm.
me let me rephrase that.
You
Like
guys so much, man. So like, say something. Yeah.
no, I did an internship working with with women who were victims of sex
Mhm.
trafficking.
Mhm.
And a lot of the girls got recruited by women who were in their family. They got recruited by women who they thought were friends. It was so big. And this was like an like this was like 2016,
Mhm.
2016, 2017, 2015, around that area. At that time, it was really big that what was happening is young girls would go hang out somewhere, meet another young girl who was fly. She was a fly girl. Her hair was done, her nails were done, and they would hang, and she would think they're friends. And she's like, "Girl, I'll get you. I'll bring the liquor. Girl, we gonna hang. I'm gonna pay for everything, girl, because my man he be taking care of me." And then just slowly convince them and trick them, like, "Girl, because you fucking for free anyway. You might as well get
Mhm.
paid for it." I think so much back to like how especially in hip hop. It's one of the things like I struggle with because I do love me a ratchet get down the flow song every now and then. I do.
Mhm.
I do.
Mhm.
But I think also working, I feel like I sometimes struggle outside of like, oh, this is entertainment. But I also know the reality is like we really had people take things from whole culture. And when I say whole culture, I'm talking about like being pimped out on these streets. And it's not glamorous. And we glorified it in hip hop. And I think about people like Meg Thee Stallion. I think about city girls who are just like, now you're gonna pay for this pussy, da 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 da. And it's fun to rap to, it's fun to shake to, but it's like as someone who has worked with individuals who got into that, and as an adult, I'm like, yeah, because the song ain't gonna convince me to do that. It does convince a lot of these young girls like
Yeah, it
that.
does. It does. Definitely does. It
And
gets
it's
me in
so
line.
and the more we normalize it, then the easier it is for somebody. wants to trick them into stuff. It's like, girl, but you already fucking, and you already having sex, girl. You might as well get paid.
Mhm.
And you might as well,
Mhm.
niggas ain't shit anyway.
Right.
You
Might as well
giving
get
out
money to
pussy.
do it.
You giving out pussy for free. Da, 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 da. And if
Mhm.
I hear that every day, and all the people I are like, oh, those are hot girls. I want to be with them. Da, 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 da. Kind of really promote that. They're saying it in a slick way, but that's kind of what they promote. It is so easy for these young girls to slowly slip into
To
that.
just
Because
take
again,
it
I
in. Yeah.
work with people where
Mhm.
literally that's how they got into it. Not
Yeah.
necessarily like a rapper came up to them, but like,
Somebody close to
it,
them or
yeah,
a
but it sets the
flashy or whatever. Mhm.
but it sets the foundation if we
No.
normalize that, and then you have somebody that's in real life telling you that, and then also her nails is always done, her hair is always done. She got her own money, and it seemed like she living good. And so then you get into it, and here's the thing though: once you get into it, it's very, very hard to get out.
Mhm.
I know that felt like I got off. I'm sorry, I got my little soapbox, but the main point was like I hate a person that like knows that they're in hell and they decide to just recruit more
To
people
bring to I think more people. Yeah.
because misery loves company, and I feel
Mhm.
like that's what the pick me does on a level.
Yeah. Yeah.
You knew this didn't work out for you, but now you're trying to shame other young women into doing it the same thing that you did too.
Mhm. And I think too, like that's a good yeah, so because we said like the pick me, they'll like, I'm sad that I'm alone, so I'm gonna go attach myself to forbidden fruit or guys
Mhm.
that, could be married or in a relationship, just want to steal them from them.
Mhm.
Stealing, because I'm not happy, so she don't deserve to be happy either. Because me, I just I don't have that in me to do. Like, yeah.
And like but like zeroing back in on the like pick me thing of like trying to recruit, to me it's just a generational trauma that we've tried to dress up as a vice.
Mhm.
I suffered through it. I want you to suffer through it too. So my suffering at least meant something.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
And I
For
get
sure.
that. That's human, unfortunately. But it's
Mhm.
also incredibly, incredibly sad.
Mhm.
And just to be clear, we're not making fun of these women. We're naming a pattern because naming it is how we break it.
Mhm.
Keep lying to yourself about your pattern, you'll stay in that pattern.
For sure.
Again, many of us had that woman in our life. Some of us in our younger years, again, especially if you're a millennial, most of us had our pick me moments. I know there's
Mhm.
some of y'all that's like, not me, not ever. I'm proud of you, sis. I wish I could have been like you, but I was 18. Most of us had that pick me moment. And it felt like we were generally doing what was right. The women who taught it to us probably generally thought they were helping. But unfortunately, what they were doing was just passing down a cage.
Yeah. Mm.
And I want to say, because for women of color, especially, I do think there's an added layer because we're already told again our whole lives that we have to work twice as hard. We have to ask for less. We have to be grateful for whatever we get. And that message can get so internalized and it can turn into, I don't deserve more real quickly.
Mhm.
That pick me behavior isn't always vanity. Sometimes it's just survival. Sometimes it is, this is the only script I was given. And we have compassion for that. We have compassion for that woman while also saying, but baby, you need a new script. It is time to create a new narrative. And here's the thing, like the man who objectify women, the woman who overperform for men, again, as we've been saying this whole episode, both of these things are just people who have built their identity around the same thing, which is validation. Different strategies, but it's the same dependency.
Mhm.
One is chasing options, one is chasing approval, but neither one of them learned what real connection is. And I don't know if you've like ever met both of these people at the same event, the player and the pick me. Like he's over in the corner trying to vibe with everybody in the room, trying to be the life of the party. She's in the corner pointing out women who she's like, that's why women don't respect her. You see how she dressed? Couldn't be me. And I don't even think these people recognize that they're from the same class. Because also, even though they're both doing the same performance in different ways, these two types actually hate each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
They also end up with each other a lot of the times too.
And still hate each other.
Yes, yes.
So why does this actually even really exist for both? I think for both, they have the fear of not being chosen.
Yeah.
And then also the fear of intimacy. Because when you're putting on a performer, you don't really have to be intimate or vulnerable. So it's just easy to continue to do the performance. And another one is a lack of self definition outside of attention. So, like, when you really don't really know who I am outside of performing, like we were saying earlier, if I'm keeping performing, I'm losing sight of what I actually really want anyway. I'm just trying to conform to what they want and they need of me. And that's taken away from the intimacy, that's taken away from who you are as a person. So they both have those in common. Like you said, that's how they end up together most times. And then everything shit goes to the wall because they don't understand why are we so confused?
Yeah.
Why is this not working for us?
Well, and then also, it is hard for you to find real bond and community with somebody if I'm performing, you're performing. I don't really know me because I am living up to this performance and you don't really know you. Like, yeah, y'all gonna hate each other. Yeah, yes, it's
Mhm,
gonna be a miserable existence because neither one of y'all have ever met the real version of y'all.
mhm, at all, and then, like, he's avoiding depth or avoiding being vulnerable or opening up,
Yeah,
and she just overperformed just so you could stay.
yeah,
So it's like, when are you ever gonna get the root of, do you actually have a connection or you just want to be chosen by each other?
yeah. Like you're ready to leave the fucking club. It's okay.
Mhm,
Leave the fucking club.
mhm,
Um, and it's like, I think we are getting to that point where the millennial guys are getting to that age where they're like, if you are one of those, like, again, we're the host type of guys where it's starting to creep up on you, like, I gotta change. Stop fucking resisting it.
yeah,
We are
yeah,
all rooting for you.
let it happen, yeah.
We are rooting for you. We're gonna make fun of you a little bit, but we're making fun of you now. It's fine.
Yes, yes, you're good.
I say even for the girlies who again are still under that pipeline of like just pick me bitterness, like also like let it go, let it go. How old
Mhm,
was Stella when she got her groove back? Like go
mhm.
out there and
Also
explore.
38,
Make
40. Yeah.
yeah. Go out there and make your own rules. See what is like
Mhm.
the rules weren't working for you before. Also, what you might find, again, pastor's kid here. I had to go out and make my own rules. And what I found out was like, oh shoot, once I take these rules out, I'm a whole different person. I have a whole different personality.
Yeah, and it's okay.
Yeah, it was lovely finding myself and finding out my personality.
Mhm, mhm,
For a lot of us, we're socialized to shrink and to make ourselves palatable. And I think as again, especially for women of color, I feel like again, some of it's so heavily embedded in us to like fight against stereotypes on top of that. But like we gonna be told we're too much of something at some point. We're too loud, we're not feminine enough, we're too opinionated, we're too angry. And so again, I think some of that rhetoric is to like make us seem anti those things, but it taught a lot of us to be smaller, to be accepted.
mhm.
And smallest, if it goes unexamined, it's just literally turns into pick me behavior. And pick me behavior just turns into big bitterness when you realize that smallest still wasn't enough.
Mm,
Be big, take up room, make yourself small to not bring happiness.
that I
Might as well try something different.
mhm. Might as well just switch it up. And it's
Yeah.
about just, like, never evolving your relationships to actually have love and connection and self-worth, and never giving you a chance to actually feel those things.
Yeah. It reminds me of like, there's a song. So my hair is like blue right now. And it reminds me of the song, because I was trying to find a song to post when I was like, "Oh, my hair, I changed my hair color." And I thought I came across a song called "Blue Hair Girl." And there's a point in the song where oh, fuck, I'm gonna mess up these lyrics. Damn it. But it's something like where he was like, the girl asked me, "Do you think that I'm pretty?" And he replied like, "It doesn't really matter if at the end of the day, all they think is you're still a dumb blonde." And the whole like purpose of the song is like he met this girl with like blue hair, and like first she was like, "Oh, because I want to be different, I want to stand out," and then she's like, "Oh, well, people don't really like that, so then maybe if I do this thing," and the whole song is about him like seeing her change herself into like this version to like be more accepted. And like,
Mhm.
and so with him saying that, he like, it doesn't really matter if at the end of the day they still see you as a dumb blonde. It's like it literally doesn't matter if you cut your hair off. It doesn't matter if your hair is green. Doesn't if you remove all your piercings. They literally have already decided you're a dumb blonde. anyway. So be who you the fuck you want to be and who you
Yeah.
are. And like, that's the message to my pick me. It literally doesn't matter if you only wear high heels, your nails are always perfectly manicured and pink. You're very feminine. You talk with a very sweet voice. You don't raise your voice at men. You It does not matter if they still see you as less than, because that means I can do whatever I want to you. So you might as well do whatever the fuck you want and make up your own rules.
Because you can never please everybody. You can never.
Yeah.
You know, say what they want to say. They're gonna do what they want to do, regardless. So be yourself in the moment. Be yourself. Mhm.
If they see you as property, if they see you as less than, they're always going to treat you as less than
For
regardless.
sure.
And
For
you
sure.
can't change anybody's attitude, but what you can do is decide, I don't want to play by those rules.
Yeah. We'll keep it
And
moving.
then,
Yeah.
just don't play by those fucking rules. The rules weren't
Mm-hmm.
playing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a way out of the pop line for people that exist like this? And the answer is, of course, yes. There's time to change. I genuinely believe that. But it requires looking inward, getting honest with yourself, maybe some therapy, definitely some new community, and a willingness to be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
For a man wanting to evolve, that is choosing intentionally and not just choosing because it's options that are there, because you can.
Yeah.
Valuing depth over variety, not needing the validation of your peers.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. The same men that are praising y'all are also talking shit about y'all. The same man that's like, oh, you that dude, dap you up, my bro get hoes, are the same ones that are pillow talking with that girl. It's like, yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
he probably is gonna be alone forever. Let's invite him to the cabin trip.
That bring.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him
Mm-hmm.
not to bring that one ratchet girl.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ruin the trip. But yeah, they are like, they'll dap you up, but like, you the man, you the man, and at the same time, they are also. So doing that for validation to prove a point, like, it gets to the point that people are seeing through it anyway.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
validation isn't real.
So, and how does it look like just to be an evolved woman? It's like you don't really perform for love, like we were saying before. Just don't try to overperform for love or competing with other women just to get that spotlight or taking away her shine or not just uplifting, being
Yeah,
a girl's girl and learning to love other women platonically instead of just wanting to bring them down. And also just trying to build connection while still being yourself, while still being yourself, and not abandoning who you are at your core just to keep this person around.
yeah,
Because it's always gonna end up in resentment.
yeah. I mean, me and Gabby had an episode where we basically say where what I'm about to close with, which is, at some point in time, life stops rewarding you for being desired. And it starts
Mhm.
asking you, do you actually know how to love? Are you actually being loved? Because if the
Mhm.
answer is no, you can stay stuck and become just a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
And no matter what we say around, well, I don't care, and I don't, usually a lot of us do.
For sure.
We want to be valued. We want to be special to someone. We want to be known
Mhm.
for real. And that starts with doing the hard work. That starts with allowing yourself to be uncomfortable. That starts with you divorcing yourself from the version of you that you have been building for the last couple of decades and allowing a new version of you to come through.
Mhm.
Stop making statues and monuments to a version of you that's killing you on the inside. There's freedom in the new narrative.
Yeah.
So that's all we have for today's episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. As I said in the last episode, y'all, it's springtime, which means by the summertime, which means we are going back to one session every other week. And also, that means and we are coming close to taking a little bit of a break in midsummer. I'm so looking forward to it. I love y'all, but like, sis is tired. Sis got a lot of things going on right now.
Yes, we all do. Yes.
So I promised this time around I was going to be more proactive about. I wasn't able to last year. We won't get into that, but I promised I would be more proactive We'll tell you guys earlier, like, hey, we're gonna be moving to once every 2 weeks. Hey, we're gonna be going on a break. This is y'all warning. In May, we're moving to one episode every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So while we're still here, we will have a new episode for you next Sunday. And so, like, comment, leave a review with words from wherever you listen. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at She Wolf Alchemy, and you'll hear the sound of our voices next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.